Settle into your pillow. Let the weight of the day loosen its grip. Tonight, we're not rushing anywhere. We are sinking. Not falling, not plunging, just drifting downward together. Imagine the surface of the ocean at dusk. The sun has already begun to soft. Its light stretched thin across the water like a fading memory. Waves rise and fall gently, breathing in a rhythm older than language. From above, the sea looks calm, almost inviting. But beneath that surface is a world that does not hurry. As you slip below the waterline, sound changes first. The sharp noises of the world dissolve, voices vanish, edges blur. The ocean wraps around you like a quiet thought. At first, light still follows you. Sunbeams scatter through the water in long golden ribbons, bending and wavering as if unsure where they belong. Tiny particles drift past, plankton, sand, fragments of something once alive, all suspended, all moving slowly, as if time itself has thickened. You are buoyant here, held. The water does not demand effort, it carries you. With every meter you descend, the surface above grows more distant. The world of air, of urgency, of clocks, of constant motion fades into something abstract. The ocean does not care how late it is. It does not know your plans. It only knows depth. Pressure begins to announce itself, gently at first, a soft tightening, a reminder that water has weight, more than air ever did. Above you, waves continue their endless dance, but down here, movement becomes deliberate. Every drift is earned. Every motion is slow and intentional. This is what sinking really feels like. Not danger, not fear, but surrender. Your body, imagined or real, adjusts. Breathing becomes calm, even if only in the mind. The ocean asks nothing from you except stillness, and in return, it offers quiet. As the light dims, colors begin to change. Reds vanish first, absorbed by the water. Oranges follow. Yellows soften into pale echoes. Soon, everything takes on shades of blue. Deep, endless blues that feel less like a color and more like a mood. The ocean is not empty, it is patient. Far below, mountains taller than on any land rise from the seafloor. Valleys stretch wider than cities. Rivers flow without ever seeing the sun. But for now, you don't need to know any of that. For now, all that matters is the descent. The deeper you go, the quieter it becomes. Not silent, never silent, but hushed. The ocean hums in low frequencies, vibrations that travel farther than sound ever could. It is the sound of earth breathing through water. This descent mirrors something ancient inside you. Humans have always been drawn to depth, caves, night skies, forests, dreams, places where clarity dissolves and imagination takes over, where the thinking mind relaxes its grip and something older begins to listen. Down here, your thoughts slow, sharp edges soften. The world feels simpler. You are moving away from light, yes, but also away from noise. Above, the sun continues its journey across the sky, unnoticed. Below, you drift through a place where time stretches, loosens, and begins to feel optional. This is the threshold, not yet deep enough to be dark, not shallow enough to feel exposed, just suspended between worlds. And as you continue to sink, gently, effortlessly, the ocean begins to reveal what it has been holding all along. Chapter 2, where light begins to forget. We drift deeper now. Above you, the last traces of sunlight stretch thin, like a thought you almost remember but can't quite hold. The ocean begins to dim, not suddenly, not dramatically, but gradually, patiently, as if light itself is learning how to let go. This region has a name. Scientists call it the twilight zone, not because it is dark, but because it is undecided. Here day and night blur together. There are no sharp shadows, no clear outlines. Everything feels softened, muted, dreamlike. The water grows cooler as you descend. Not cold, just calm. A temperature that slows movement, that invites stillness. Your imagined body adapts again, floating with even less effort than before. The ocean seems to thicken, becoming more present, more aware of you. Pressure deepens its quiet embrace. Each layer of water above presses gently downward, reminding you that the ocean is vast beyond comprehension. And yet, there is no sense of threat here, only scale, only gravity doing what it has always done, holding things together. In this depth, light behaves differently. It no longer arrives in straight lines. It bends, it scatters, it hesitates. Blues deepen into indigo, Shapes become suggestions rather than certainties. Your eyes, real or imagined, adjust, learning to see without relying on brightness. This is where the ocean becomes a place of listening. Sound travels farther here, but slower. Low rumbles drift past, distant movements of water, the subtle shifting of the earth's crust far below. You don't hear the sounds so much as you feel them, like a quiet vibration passing through your bones. Life still exists here, quietly, elegantly. Creatures glide through the water with minimal motion, conserving energy. Some are nearly transparent, their bodies dissolving into the blue around them. Others carry faint glimmers of light, not to illuminate the world, but to communicate, to confuse, to survive. Bioluminescence flickers like underwater starlight. A soft pulse, a gentle spark, then darkness again. These lights don't shine constantly. They blink only when needed. The ocean teaches efficiency here. Nothing wasted, nothing rushed. Even light has learned restraint. You may notice your thoughts slowing further. The mind, so accustomed to stimulation, begins to rest when there is less to process, fewer details, fewer contrasts. The brain eases into a quieter rhythm, matching the pace of the water around you. This is not boredom, it is relief. Above, the surface world continues its endless activity. Cars, voices, notifications, demands. But down here, none of that reaches you. The ocean is an excellent keeper of secrets. It absorbs noise the way sand absorbs footprints. Gone almost instantly. The descent continues. Pressure increases again, subtly but steadily. If you were here physically, your ears would feel it. Your chest would notice the weight. But in this imagined sinking, your body adapts effortlessly. The ocean allows you to exist without strain. That is one of its quiet gifts. In this zone, the concept of distance changes. Without landmarks, without clear light, it becomes harder to judge how far you have traveled. Minutes could be meters, meters could be moments. Time stretches, loosens, becomes less strict. This is where humans begin to lose their sense of urgency. And maybe that's why this depth feels so peaceful. Because urgency belongs to the surface. Down here, nothing is chasing you. Nothing is waiting for you. Nothing expects anything at all. Just below, The last hints of sunlight finally fade. The ocean prepares to become something else entirely, a realm not shaped by the sun, but by the earth itself. You are approaching a boundary, not a wall, but a transition, where light no longer leads, where darkness is not absence but presence. And as you continue to sink, slowly, calmly, the ocean invites you to meet its deepest quiet. Chapter 3: The Weight of the World. Now, light is gone, not extinguished, just left behind. Like a shoreline you can no longer see, but still know exists. The ocean around you is no longer blue. It is something deeper than color, a darkness that feels soft, vast, and strangely alive. This is the deep ocean. Here, the water presses with undeniable presence. Every layer above adds its quiet weight. Miles of ocean rest overhead, a living ceiling in constant motion. If you pause and listen, not with ears but with awareness, you can sense it. The steady, immense pressure of the world holding itself together. And yet, you are calm. The deep ocean is not violent, it is composed. Movement becomes minimal. Even the smallest motion feels deliberate, purposeful. There is no room for waste here. Energy is precious. Silence is efficient. In this darkness, sound travels farther than light ever could. Low frequency waves glide through water, carrying distant messages, shifting tectonic plates, underwater landslides, the slow creaking of the earth's crust. These sounds don't interrupt the quiet, they belong to it. The planet is speaking in a language older than life. You are now in a place where the sun has no influence. Days and nights do not exist. Seasons do not matter. Time as you know it has little meaning here. The deep ocean lives by its own clock, one measured in centuries, millennia, geological breadths. And yet, life endures. Out of the darkness, faint glows appear. A soft blue arc drifts past. A brief flash of green pulses once, then disappears. Bioluminescent creatures move like thoughts through a sleeping mind, appearing, vanishing, never announcing themselves. These lights are not decoration, they are survival, communication, defense, attraction. In the absence of sunlight, life learned to make its own stars. Down here, vision is different. Eyes grow large, sensitive, patient. Some creatures see in near total darkness. Others have abandoned sight altogether, navigating instead by vibration, by chemistry, by instinct, refined over millions of years. This environment shaped them gently but firmly. Pressure molds bodies. Cold slows metabolism. Darkness teaches subtlety. And as you drift through this realm, you begin to feel the scale of the ocean, not just around you, but within you. The human body is mostly water. Your blood carries salt. Your cells communicate through electrical pulses, not unlike the signals traveling through this deep. In a way, this place is not foreign, it is familiar. The ocean floor lies below now, closer than ever. You can't see it yet, but you can sense its presence. A stillness beneath the moving water, a boundary where motion finally rests. The descent slows, as if the ocean itself is asking you to notice. Here, the temperature hovers just above freezing, cold but stable, constant, a calm that never changes. This steadiness is rare on the surface world, where everything fluctuates: weather, emotions, attention. Down here, the environment has made peace with consistency. You might feel something shift inside you as well: a loosening, a quiet acceptance. The deep ocean doesn't rush you toward the seafloor. It allows you to arrive when you're ready. And as you sink the final stretch, something remarkable begins to happen. The darkness no longer feels empty, it feels complete. Chapter 4, where everything comes to rest. The ocean floor arrives without announcement. There is no sudden impact, no dramatic moment, just a gradual sense of arrival. Beneath you, the water stills. Not completely. Nothing in nature ever truly stops, but enough that you can feel the difference. Currents soften, motion becomes subtle, almost ceremonial. You have reached the quiet foundation of the ocean. The seafloor stretches outward in every direction, vast and unhurried. Plains of fine sediment ripple gently, shaped over thousands of years by currents too slow to notice. Every grain of sand here has fallen from above, one by one, in a silent snowfall that never ends. This is where sinking completes its journey. Above, the entire ocean rests like a breathing sky. Below, the earth waits. The ground beneath you holds the memory of the planet. Layers of sediment stacked like pages in a book no one is in a hurry to read. Each layer tells a story of ancient climates, vanished creatures, shifting continents. Time does not rush past here, it settles. In some places, the seafloor opens into deep scars, trenches carved by tectonic forces beyond imagination. In others, Mountains rise where magma slowly pushes its way upward, building new crust millimeter by millimeter. There are vents where the earth exhales warmth, feeding entire ecosystems that have never known sunlight. Life gathers there quietly. Tube worms sway in gentle currents. Crustaceans move with careful precision. Microbes thrive on chemistry alone, turning minerals into energy. These communities don't depend on the sun, they depend on the planet itself. It is a reminder life does not need brightness to exist, it needs balance, it needs time. Down here, nothing is in a hurry to become something else. Everything is exactly what it needs to be, exactly where it belongs. The weight of the ocean above is immense, yet the seafloor bears it effortlessly. The earth has been doing this for billions of years, holding oceans, mountains, atmospheres, life itself, without complaint. There is something deeply calming about that. As you rest here, imagined or emotional, you may notice a strange sensation, a feeling of being held from all sides. Not pressed, not trapped, just supported. The ocean above, the earth below, and you suspended gently in between. This is what sinking was leading to. Not darkness, not isolation, but grounding. On the surface, humans spend so much energy trying to stay afloat, mentally, emotionally, socially, fighting gravity, fighting time, fighting the feeling of falling behind. But here, at the bottom, there is no further to go, nothing to chase, nothing to prove, nothing pulling you downward. The ocean has done the work for you. If you listen closely, you can sense the slow heartbeat of the planet, subtle vibrations passing through rock and water. The earth is not asleep. It is simply moving at a pace far slower than thought. And for a moment, you're allowed to match that pace. Breathing slows, thoughts soften, awareness widens. The journey downward has changed you quietly. You didn't arrive here by effort, but by release, by trusting gravity, by allowing yourself to descend instead of resist. And maybe that's the lesson the ocean offers, without words. Sometimes rest is not found by climbing higher, but by sinking gently into stillness. Above you, the ocean continues its endless motion. Beyond that, the surface world keeps spinning. But here, at the ocean floor, everything is enough. Stay as long as you like. When you're ready, you can let sleep take over, carried by the same calm that holds the deepest parts of the sea. Good night.